I'd love for you to just talk to us a little bit about, this client in particular. You're part of the organization itself.
Yeah.
And that's really how we started doing work together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really cool. So can you talk a little bit about it?
So we met officially, I think, in person at a book launch of our good friend, Hannah Granowski Barnett. And her and her husband run an organization called Generation Distinct.
Yep.
And I think when we talk about purpose, their whole life's work is around purpose.
Yeah.
Helping young adults, 18 to 30, well, actually now even like 16 to 30, help them discover the wrong they were born to make right, knowing that each and every one of us has something that we are called to that is greater than ourselves.
Yeah.
And so their life's work is to help pour into the next generation. And we met at a book launch. I had recently signed up to volunteer with their organization just because it was, again, my 20s were something that I felt like I needed something like this and I didn't have it. So I was kind of giving back. Again, just a testament that I signed up to volunteer, wasn't getting paid for it at the time,
right,
but I just believed in it, believed in the organization, wanted to contribute in some way. And then it slowly, a couple of years later, Hannah invited me to do some contract work with them, to serve and oversee the brand for Generation Distinct. We help walk them through a rebrand and their book launch. And then we decided, let's do a 3-day experience in Chicago. That's kind of like a mixture of a retreat, a conference, and like a mastermind.
Yep.
It's brilliant. You'll have to have them on the show.
They're gonna be on here, yeah, for sure.
So they'll share all about that. But it's a 3-day experience in Chicago, and one of Aaron and I are deeply visionary in the sense of like we're seeing a different reality.
Dude, Aaron's it's awesome.
To what we see oftentimes in the spiritual or the faith conference world.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do something different. We tried to basically deconstruct that idea of what a conference is, what's the best parts of it.
For people that aren't familiar with the space, I'd love for you to talk a little bit about like what are the things that you guys saw that were kind of like these are the routine.
Well,
what are those
go to any conference,
right? Because it's like leadership conferences have a similar type of...
leadership conferences. You go to a hotel, room, lobby, and you get to mix and mingle a little bit, but then it's just like hour upon hour listening to the big dude talk about their latest thing and why you should sign up.
Or do that. I just want to clarify. Big dude or dudette.
Dudette, yes. There are powerful dudettes out there that are convincing you to buy something from them. And you're just listening. You're just listening and listening. It's a lot of information overload.
Yeah.
And oftentimes you don't get to really connect with other people. And you certainly, in most scenarios, don't get to learn in a closer proximity to that dude or dudette.
Right.
Who's been successful in whatever they're doing. So we were trying to pull on more strings and figure out like how do we give...
Oh man, this is our friend Mason. I'm gonna leave this on just so you guys know.
Shout out to Mason.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm waiting outside your house.
Oh, okay.
What's up, dude? I scared the crap out of Toby.
Come on down. We're recording. I'm not cutting any of this, just so you know.
Yeah, we're in the midst.
All
right. That's fun.
Yeah. So you pull on the strings a little bit and you discover that, you actually can make access to mentors a lot easier if you break down the groups based on their interest or based on what they're called to do.
Yeah.
We minimized as many main stage talks that are usually an hour or so, and we reduced those to just a handful.
Right.
And we got more time for mentors. So it's like if you're coming to be a mentor, you're kind of having a conversation with a handful of young leaders who are also interested in growing a business or interested in filmmaking or telling stories. And so that was part of it. Part of it also is just that, a lot of the creative elements are like look but don't touch kind of thing. It's
In the conference
in the
space?
conference
Yeah.
spaces,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like it's all staged, it's all like far from reach.
Yeah.
And a lot of what Aaron and I were chewing through is like, how do we make more immersive experiences? And you know, my heart and Aaron's heart is like, let's tap into all five of our senses in
Right.
a way. And so we've done things that help heighten this sense of smell, because smell is very like it helps trigger memory,
Yeah.
like long-term memories.
Yeah.
And obviously beautiful vision with design. But then what are we doing with touch, and how can you experience spaces?
Right.
And so that, yeah, we try to just do different things, and in the conference experience that we create it's called Untitled.
Yeah.
And the heart behind that was anytime you open up any like software, whether it be to type something out or to design something or to fire up a video
Yeah.
kind of thing, it's always untitled.
It's always untitled. Yeah.
And once, I don't know about you or me, but like I leave it untitled until I actually put stuff in it and start.
Yeah.
And then I'll like name the file.
Well, now I don't do that as much because it's confusing.
It's
Because
probably not good practice, but at least for me, it was like it stays untitled for a while
Right.
until the form or the design takes shape, and then I will title it.
Yeah.
And so that was something that we wanted the people attending the conference to be about. Was like, how did they take away something that's personal to them, and they almost title the experience.
That's so good.
So yeah, it was just this reverse engineering
Yeah.
of what a conference experience is like.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I'll put some info so you guys can find out more if you want to know more about it.
Yeah.
I'm
We
gonna
also have really dope photography.
Oh, absolutely. Mason, come over here. This guy. What's up, man?
At Mason.
Yeah, so Mason's been a part of this too. In a lot of different ways, like as far as like being somebody that's has a creative just heart and mind, and his dynamic has added so much to this experience. But we're gonna get you in an episode, don't worry, we'll get you in an episode soon. So he's giving us thumbs up. But yeah, man, so I love, you know, that we've gotten a chance to work together within this generation distinct experience.
Yeah, and this was our first time working together.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
like, I'm sure there were a lot of things we had to get used to about each other and
Yeah.
our processes.
I think, and I told you this.
What was your first reaction of me?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I told you this too, that I think one of the things that I appreciated a lot about you, and some people don't like this, is the challenge.
Oh yeah.
So you challenged me, you know, in terms of like, you really were like kind and honest about giving me like good feedback. That was like, you genuinely liked the stuff that I was doing. And then you're like, hey, I noticed this on, you know, this color on this scene versus this scene. Or, you know, you're just giving me like things that were practically, like for me, I was like, oh, okay, this is how I can grow. Because too often we surround ourselves with people that don't challenge us. They just agree with us.
Yep.
And so it's
yes,
cool. Right. It's cool to like be challenged in a way that's like, I want to build into you, you know? And I see you do the same thing with Mason. I see you do that with anybody and everybody that you like hang out with, that you do any sort of collaboration with. Like, you're always looking for like, hey, this is the thing I see that I know that you can be better at, you know, and you push people towards that. And I took from that, and I was like, I want to do that too. You know, I want to be able to do that for other people. I want to be that for you as well. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And so that's like, that was a really great reminder for me, even just to like pay attention to those things and don't feel anxious or nervous when it comes to giving somebody positive feedback.
Yeah.
Because when you have the right intention, that'll come through.
Yeah.
And so I think, at least for people that are like, that are grounded enough to discern that, you know, like you, I know that when you're giving me feedback, it comes from a place of knowing like, I want to see Ashley better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can't have fragile egos in this creative space, but I think one of the things that I have seen of you, and you actually challenged me, because I tend to be more of a lone wolf kind of creative. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a blessing and a curse to be able to do so many different things,
Yeah.
and not at the level that you're doing some of them. I'll just be frank, like I can shoot and edit, but it's not at the level that you're doing. And so one of the things that I saw was just like your ability to work with a crew and for you to pass on feedback and for you to say, hey, let's get that shot a little tighter, or like help coach on the fly
Yeah.
even, where like I'm watching that, I'm like, oh, that's really great, instead of like it being perceived as being the hard side of what challenge could be. Because there's ways to soften
Yeah.
the blow, right? Without it still, without being, a jerk.
Yeah.
But I think, you try to get the most out of your crew. And what
Yeah.
I also grew in collaborating with you more is just to be better at explaining my idea. Because a lot of times it is in the mind, it's
Yeah.
so cerebral. If I'm asking something of you and I'm not able to explain it or diagram it or showcase it, how are you supposed to know what I'm gonna do? And like you could take your best guess and attempt, and a lot of times that's what we do with our clients is we're
Yeah.
taking our best guess and attempt,
Right.
and you get more reps at being a better guesser.
Yeah.
But for me, for you, and vice versa, I think is just we had to know how to communicate better, and I had to especially grow in like, okay, this is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
And again, I know the limitations of the shoot, whether it be budget or location.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some locations. But these are the things that I'm hoping for. This is on my mood board. But
Yeah.
like, how do I get it to be more practical and tactile for someone like you who is directing a crew to pull this off?
Yeah.
And so I think it's been huge for me to learn about how a production shoot goes, a full production shoot. But it also starts like, how do I get better at the pre-production? So
Yeah.
that's been really cool for me to grow in that skill set as well.
That's great that you mentioned that too, because I mean, one of the things that I've preached since the beginning of doing this is just like how the prep work is going to translate in your production. The work you put in pre-production, for any of you that are doing film out there, pre-production is the number one priority, because if you have that aligned, I think your production and post go so much smoother.
Yeah. Well, tell people who are maybe just new, like, what is pre-production? What is it?
Yeah.
What is it all
I
about?
mean, pre-production is exactly what it sounds like. That when it comes down to whatever you're actually like creating, your production, the preparation comes in pre-production. So pre-production is being able to set up your schedules, your crew, start storyboarding, start talking through ideas. If you're working with a script, like what is that going to look like on film, and start like establishing shots, locations, all that stuff comes in pre-production. And so the more work that we're able to do prior to production and setting ourselves up for success, the better the outcome is going to be, on film. And this is no guarantee at all that like when you're shooting on day one that things are going to go perfect. But the more prepared you are, the better the outcome will be in terms of like even going to plan B or plan C. So, but in order for you to have a plan B, plan C, you gotta pre-produce, the content. So, and that's stuff that is like, there's a learning curve to it. And so we've done all these different productions for Gen D, and every year there's just new application of things learned from the prior year.
We've gotten
right?
better. I mean, this past year, as far as pre-production, it was the most prepared.
Absolutely.
In so many ways, and we'll get into that, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think again, it's great to know it's a returning client, and so there's a lot of same personalities and things that we're working with
Yep.
that make it easier. But even if it's a new client, it's like, how do you really extend yourself to put in the work beforehand, because things can go awry
Yeah.
on set when you hop in the red,
Dude.
as Carrington Gaines would say.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. But I think that goes also to say that having the right crew, having the right people.
Yeah.
Right? Like right people, right seats. You have to make sure that the people that are there, that the jobs that you're assigning them are like worth their while, that they're excited for it, that they're excited to work with you. And I think that I try to be very intentional about that when it comes to the crews that we have, and just working with people that that do a good work, but also are enjoyable
Yeah.
to work with, right?
Yeah, you don't want to love your job. You want a job you love. Oh,
That is
sorry,
so
I
awesome.
had to throw that one in there.
That's it.
If you know, you know.
They're in there, you throw it.
Your
That's
job
right.
you love.
Oh man, that's amazing. We're gonna transition from that. I'm just gonna drink for a second. No, man, but I'd love to just talk about this first one that I'm gonna show is the second year of Untitled. And that's when we like started assembling more of a team. And honestly, first year was very special.
Just you.
But it was very special because it was the launch of something new.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
what was really cool about it, and I'll just touch on this, for the next couple of minutes, but that first year, it really showed me also a lot of Michael's integrity and his character. And I would love for you to speak on that year in particular, because it was challenging for you, that first Untitled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so even from that creative aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you build things you don't even get to enjoy,
Oh, yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that experience.
Oh man, July 2022, I was with family backstory, and I get into a longboarding accident. I wipe out on a longboard, going down a hill. It wasn't just, on a sidewalk. I was going down a hill, stepped off the board wrong. Long story short, I fracture my hip. Now, what 30-something-year-old fractures their hip, like
Yeah.
breaks it.
Yeah.
Come to find out that I need surgery, and so this is right before Untitled, which was later in July. And I had worked so hard to help like cast the vision for the design of all this, and we had creative elements for it, and we were building stuff towards it, and started to create started documenting on video some of the process and the story behind it, and just like that, I couldn't be a part of it, and I couldn't be in person to experience it because I had to prepare for a surgery like literally the next day or two. So I wasn't there for the first Untitled. It looked great. I got zoomed in a couple of times.
Yeah.
It was devastating to see.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because it was a lot of hard work. And I remember even from my couch, because I couldn't go upstairs to my bed, I was like sending designs over to people, and I was trying to get on FaceTime to help direct what I wanted painted and what stencils we were using for spray paint and stuff, and having someone else laser cut something up for me to send to someone else to pick up to get them over to you. So it was like a lot of headaches that were unexpected, but I think life comes with unexpected things, and it's how you like pivot and come back from those. And so I was watching a lot of Kobe Bryant videos and Michael Jordan videos, just like athletes who have overcome obstacles, just to kind of get the mindset right. Yeah. To know that I can do hard things, I can come back from this, and I can still be who I am, who I felt like God called me to be. And so, that was just year one for context. And
I mean, I think the big thing about that is that, like I said, it showed a lot about your character, and it actually made me want to seek out your friendship that much more, because I saw your mentality in terms of like, you could have completely checked out. And it's like, everybody that's out there knows it's super easy to check out, right? It's super easy to like just fold and just be like, I'm done with it. Not going to do this, pivot to something else. But even within this conference, as you're laying there about to do surgery in a few days after, you chose to go, hey, I'm going to like call, I'm going to follow up, I'm going to make sure that like everything I worked for continues and that people can pick up, for me. And that just speaks to your leadership. And I just want to honor you in that, because that's, I think a lot of people can take from that. And I would think you would have been justified in just saying, I'm just going to chill at home, and, Aaron and Hannah have it. And, but you're like, you committed to it and you followed through.
And then, well,
So,
everyone else stepped in too, and that's which I love the
Yeah.
dynamic of the team.
yeah.
To step in and say we got you and then some, and then we're gonna help carry this to the end if you
Yeah,
can't make
so that'll be a fun. I'll break down some of the early video stuff with Hannah and Aaron too.
Yeah,
on that
that'd be
first
really
year.
it. Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing.
I think you hear that a lot, with people when they first start. It's just like,
Especially with events, especially when you're
Yeah.
inviting people into something.
Yeah.
Or like a movie premiere or something, or like anytime you're showing your work.
Yeah,
So vulnerable, especially if you're inviting people to respond in some
Right.
way or be a part of it. You don't know what you're doing sometimes, and it's deathly vulnerable in those moments. So I'm excited for you guys to kind of unpack that.
yeah, for sure. So I mean, but we'll go into year 2 right now and just talk about, I think the cool thing about the collaborative process in this is that it all starts with a theme, right? It all starts with there's a focal point for us and what we're creating for, and the direction that we're creating towards. So can you talk about that second year, Makers and Mavens?
Yeah, that second year. So it's been Hannah, Aaron, and I, and some of the team actually. They invite us just like to start dreaming about what the next conference experience can be or about, and it's prayerfully. It's that we do a lot of seeking wisdom from God about what that is, and one of the things that I felt like on my heart that I wanted to help young people cultivate and understand is like this idea of makers and mavens, and knowing that we're all in some way called to create things. And so we're all called in some way to make, whether it's making a spreadsheet or making a meal for your family or making something beautiful or, making a business better. Like, we're all called to make something. So that was like very tactile in my mind. And then the idea of a maven was like something that I didn't really know what a maven was, but it's really kind of like going against the grain, the unorthodox kind of person that's like out there,
Yeah.
sometimes pioneering, but like just knowing that they're purposed to do something that a lot of people are not doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you stand out? And so this theme, I'm a big fan of alliteration and brisket, not burgers. Like I do just the way I feel like,
Yeah.
I'm wired sometimes.
Yeah.
So Makers and Mavens positioned itself to be this really cool script font that I wanted to use, elegant in a sense, but very kind of approachable at the same time, and wanted to showcase.
Did you start, like, what was kind of the mentality behind even like, I was always curious about the font, like,
Yeah.
how do you even begin? Like, you get Makers and Mavens and then you're like, let me break down the definitions of those words and find something.
So sometimes it's always different.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like definitions or words that, are part of a word cloud you kind of just spitballing. In the same sense, again, back to mood boards.
Yeah. Mood boards. You love mood boards.
I love mood boards. That year I was particularly drawn to specific interiors. I had seen, and again, I think one of the creative heroes for me is Virgil Abloh.
Oh, yeah.
And he had done a pop-up experience right before we passed called Divine Design with Vu Church down in Miami. And
Wow.
they converted a warehouse and they kind of reimagined with an experience to gather together with creativity, with just beautiful things, fashion, experience. And so even the immersive stuff that I'm often inspired by is from someone else. I just make it my own again, curate. And so part of that came from his reimagining spaces, and I was also kind of in this space of seeing what luxury fashion houses looked like, or luxury kind of storefronts and stuff. So I kind of gleaned into finishes and textures, and I was really drawn to like this cement kind of finish on walls that were like clean, but like you can tell there's texture to it. And that needed to pair with, in my mind, like a not a bold color choice, but like a muted kind of color.
Yeah.
That wouldn't say like I'm standing out to stand out, but it was intentional. And then kind of finding typography that really was elegant and elevated, but then kind of balanced with our Untitled look, which was a very modern sans serif font. So it was this combination of things. The Makers and Mavens was important for me because they're distinct, but they're going to find ways to merge together. And I wanted to do that with the design too. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how that look and feel kind of played out over the course of that conference.
That's so good, man. Yeah, and I love even searching out like the luxury space.
Yeah.
Because I think I think there's a very real intention behind that as far as like...
Yeah, you walk into those stores, they want you to experience something.
Detail.
Yeah.
There's something within the detail. And I know this is kind of in line with that. You know, you and I are big fans of like the Bear.
Yeah.
And, you know, culinary art, you know, like the art form of culinary and just like the high-end restaurants and what they provide. Not for the sake of luxury, but for the sake of like their art and just wanting to elevate what that could look like. And so I think a lot of people sometimes misconstrued like, oh, you just want to show luxury just to show luxury. And it's like, there's a very real intention behind the people that do a lot of the luxury, like design work and, you know, things like that. And so, I think we often can write those places off just because of our own personal biases.
Right.
And so I think, you do an excellent job of just like, turning every stone that you can to see like what's out there, what's calling to us, what can speak to the theme, you know, that we're trying to provide.
And what resonates to the young people who are going to be there.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, it's not about me.
Yeah.
Just because I like it. If it doesn't resonate, if it doesn't translate, then it was kind of for nothing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think, again, when you tell a story on video, if it's just like there are personal projects and passion things that you want to do, but if it's just for you and it wasn't meant to serve the audience, or like you always say, how do I find myself in that story? Or, like, then what did you do it for? So again, you have to like build things that people will resonate with, and that was the intent behind that as well.
It's awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, let's show this thing off.
I know they're good people, but
they have a climbing wall in their house.
No way.
Yeah. That's why I want to borrow one of his cameras so I can make a little short
Pixar, it didn't happen.
It's a borrow camera.
Oh, why don't you just use your DJI Osmo Pocket 3?
It's low light and it's in the attic.
Oh, I see. All right, so this is the first video we're gonna go through. I'm just gonna transition like that. All right, so this was the intro to Makers and Mavens, and we're just gonna play it through and talk about some of these elements as it's going here.
Maker. Noun. One that makes. A person who experiments with creating, constructing, modifying, or repairing objects.
That's not Morgan Freeman, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, Maven.
Should have hired him.
One who is experienced or knowledgeable. An expert. There is a wrong you were born to make right. You have gifts, dreams, and visions within you that could change the world. We want to unleash the maker and the maven within you. In this space, your creative ideas, big visions, and audacious dreams are taken seriously. It's time to unleash your unique creativity into the world. Welcome to Untitled. Makers and Mavens.
dollars.
Look at that beauty.
Yeah, that's nice.
Subtle fade.
Yep. Bro, I hadn't watched that.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I kind of hate my voice.
I think it was great, man. I think you did great.
Well, I think we should talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not a voiceover artist.